Now, I really truly do not mean any disrespect to the younger fans when I say what I'm about ready to say. And that is, I am truly grateful and truly happy to have grown up watching wrestling when I did, which was in fact the late 80s. Because back then, wrestling was more about wrestling and less about the entertainment. They had the entertainment, don't get me wrong, but they focused primarily more on the titles. The tag team divisions were a lot better back then. The attention for the United States and the Intercontinental title were appreciated a lot more. And of course, the world titles, they've never really lost the attention over the years. But I just watched a video by Straight Edge Savior, who is a great YouTuber by the way, and he was talking about the IC and US title. Basically, he was talking about how the titles are worthless. And I have to totally agree with him on that, because the way the WWE treats their titles now, or at least the US and the IC, is actually embarrassing. Think about Pat Patterson, if you will. He was the first ever IC title winner. And he won that title and became a legend in the business by doing so. The title would later, in the 80s, would go on to become a stepping stone title, much like the United States title was in the WCW. I can remember in the WCW when I was a little kid in the early 90s watching Sting become the United States champion and then seeing him go on to win the WCW world title. And it was just amazing. I can remember Bret the Hitman Hart winning the IC belt and then later going on to become the World Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion. And it was such a amazing feeling in those times, because I don't know if it was the fact that I was a little kid and it was just so much bigger to me, or if it was just that good, But seeing people like The Miz, who I have nothing but respect for, especially since he's turned his whole gimmick and character around. He's done a really great job with his promo skills as of late. His whole look is great. His wrestling skills are getting better and better. But it sucks to see him as a U.S. title holder because he hasn't done a thing with it. And of course, it's not The Miz's fault. He does exactly what he's told to do by the WWE writers. So we can't really blame it on The Miz because he's doing what he's told. You have to blame it on the WWE. And it's a shame that they no longer look at the Intercontinental title and the United States title as the stepping stone titles. Because also long ago, you would win that title and then you would be looked at as a future champion, a future world champion. And it didn't always work out that way. Roddy Piper was the Intercontinental champion. He never won the world title, but he was a great Intercontinental champion. So you didn't always win the world title, but you at least knew that you would have a shot at the world title, because that Intercontinental title was basically a test fit for the wrestlers. Okay, we're going to give you this belt, the Intercontinental title, or the US title. You can insert whichever two titles you want to. We're going to give you that title, and we're going to see how you can handle it. See how you can handle the pressure of being a champion. And if you look like you can handle it, if you can carry that ball, then yeah, we might put the big strap on you. And it worked out a lot of times. But like I said, it didn't always work out that way. But nowadays, they don't even look at the IC or the United States Champion as even a potential world title contender whatsoever. I mean, it's like a title that's just there. There to be used as a prop. Like the chairs they use, like the tables, like the ladders. It's just a prop. It might get used every once in a while if Drew McIntyre uses it to bash somebody up against the head with, or if The Miz feels like doing the exact same thing. That's about the only time they get used. Now, I will say this. Drew McIntyre, I think, is a better IC champion than The Miz is a United States champion. I think he defends it a little bit more. Not much more, but he does do so. I mean, those titles don't even get the respect of being defended on a pay-per-view stage. So what does that tell you about it? Well, it tells you that the WWE just, quite frankly, doesn't care about those two titles. They are now considered mid-card titles, which I'm sure even back in the day they were considered a mid-card title because a lot of your mid-carders would win them, and then they would potentially go up to a main event upper carder. But you know, it is sad that those titles are just basically paperweights being worn around the waist of the wrestler who holds them, because the attention to those titles is non-existent, and it's a terrible, terrible waste. You know, if nothing else, just unify those two titles and let's just have one person hold on to them. And if you're not going to use it, that's fine. But let's not waste both of them. You know, to me, it's like those two titles are being treated like the ECW was being treated. You know, the ECW, since the WWE purchased it, slowly went down on the coolness scale. You know, they were hardcore when they were first bought out. But then the PG era slowly started to come in, and the ECW name was going down and down and down. Now, the ECW is no longer. And the integrity that it still has, it is grasping on for dear life. But now you got your IC title and your United States title, which were once looked at as very prestigious titles. You know, way up here on the list of greatness. But now, the WWE is treating them like nothing. And they are slowly going down. And it's sad to say that. But I'm going to stop rambling. But you get what I'm saying. The United States and the IC belts are just not the same anymore. Please, WWE. Please. I know you guys don't watch these videos that us YouTubers make. You know, the wrestling fans that really love wrestling make these great videos all the time. Every day we upload our thoughts and our opinions, and we know that the WWE doesn't watch them. Of course, you never know. They might watch a few of them. But if you guys were to ever come across a video and hear what the real fans have to say, take note of it. Because sometimes people have great ideas, and, you know, the prestige of the IC and the United States titles is no longer there, and it's sad. But that's all I'm going to say. Let's go, busy. Peace out.